Having made her debut as one of the 6 new Vault Hunters in Borderlands 2, Maya very easily phase-locked her way through to the fans' hearts. So it's time I give you the history of Maya. So far. As an infant, Maya was very quickly identified as one of the Sirens, and thus she was given to a group of monks known as the Order of the Impending Storm on the planet of Athenas. Athenas, like many planets, had its own vault, but this one had been opened for some time. Here, another past siren named Queen Dido had ruled over the planet in its recent history. A lot of studying and research went into sirens here, and while unknown, it seems sirens are often drawn to Athenas for some reason, but that remains an in-universe theory.
There's no place in the galaxy with more sirens than Athenas. Must be something in their water. Or sirens were drawn to the place by some sort of, I don't know, call?
Anyway, after Queen Dido passed away, the Order of the Impending Storm took over Athenas and decided to try and exploit sirens for money and power. Not all of them, but a select few of the higher-ranking monks. And this is how they got their hands on Maya. We don't know if her parents sold her for a price which the monks were offering or what, but the fact of the matter is Maya would be raised on Athenas for about 27 years. The Order used her as a figurehead and presented her as the public's goddess and savior. They would use her to instill fear unbeknownst to her for the longest time, and by doing this they could extort money from the residents.
People of Athenas, after years of training and preparation, the Order of the Impending Storm is ready to reveal your savior. Speak, Maya. Speak to your subjects.
Hi.
What she lacks in eloquence, she makes up for in power. Know this, Maya will protect this planet from all forms of evil. From...
Sophis, could I have a word?
Now's not really the time, child.
For years, you said I'd be out there exploring, not smiling and giving speeches.
Your place is not to question, child. Now, smile and wave.
Keep calling me child and see what happens, jackass.
Due to the Order's very controlling nature, she wasn't allowed to do much. A lot of her time and quote-unquote training was meditation, which she slowly began to hate more and more.
Through meditation, I see everything. Eternity. The whole of existence. And right now, it is boring the hell out of me. I'm all for meditation, but this is ridiculous. The monks told me to respect silence, to treasure the moments of inaction so that combat could be even more invigorating. Now I truly understand. They didn't know what the hell they were talking about. This silence reminds me of the Abbey. I hated the goddamned Abbey.
Over the years, her siren powers would develop and she got more control over them, but by the sounds of it, the monks kept a lot of the research and information about sirens hidden from her. This fueled her curiosity, and in combination with all of the meditation she was frequently forced to do, she yearned for a sense of adventure and danger. The monks would make empty promises to her that she would get to adventure, but never follow through with.
Brother Sophis, I found something.
Yes, what is it?
Research notes from an archaeologist on Pandora.
Pandora? The planet of convicts and cannibals?
Yeah, it sounds incredible. But this archaeologist says that sirens have some sort of connection to Iridium, and the vaults...
Maya, that's enough.
If I traveled to Pandora, I could learn even more about my siren lineage.
That's enough! We have fed you, trained you, protected you. The people of Athenas look to the Order of the Impending Storm for guidance and protection. If you were to leave, this planet would be defenseless.
You keep saying I'm gonna defend this planet. I've trained for years, but I've never actually fought any of this evil the Order's always on about.
Your time will come, I promise. Besides, this planet has everything you could possibly want. Please, child, retire to your room.
Don't call me child.
I apologize. Please retire to your room, Maya.
All of this eventually came to a boiling point for Maya. She was tired of the same empty promises, how she was being treated, as well as finally realizing how the Order was using her against the public. And so she turned on them and chose to decide her future for herself.
What's going on? What is this?
Today is a great day, Maya. Today, your training is finally put to use.
Who are these people?
Terrorists, criminals, evil men. You will destroy them, as is your duty. This is what you have trained for.
What? To execute unarmed men?
Do not question me, child. These men are a danger. Brother Harker, bring the first sinner forward. Yes, Brother Sophus. On your knees, sinner. Oh, God! Not her! Not her!
What is this man guilty of?
Do not question. I promise! I'll pay! I'll get you your tithe! Just don't let her near me!
What?
Do not listen, child. Execute him!
Ah, to hell with it.
What are you doing, child? Put me down! Put me down, child, now!
27 years. For 27 years, you've been using me to keep these people frightened, haven't you?
You don't understand!
Shut up! You didn't want me to protect this planet. You wanted me to keep it scared, keep me locked up so these people would do what you asked. Nobody's gonna disobey the order if they've gotta face the wrath of a siren. Is that it?
You know nothing! Child, you have so much left to learn! You don't...
Don't call me child. Everyone get out of here! You have nothing to fear from the order anymore. I'm leaving.
But where will you go, child? Maya.
To Pandora. I'm gonna find some answers.
She chose to explore Pandora. She's heard of what had been going on the planet with its vault as well as the iridium which had broke its way to the surface recently, and so she believed that she could learn more about herself and sirens by opening the vault on the planet. Jack, having used his daughter to spy on Athenas, learns of her interest to come to the planet, and much like with the other vault hunters, he puts out a message to lure her in. Unlike the others, however, Jack has significant stake in Maya's siren powers, so he's much more interested in capturing her.
Day 2 on Pandora. Nobody here is used to seeing a siren. Half the people I've met want to worship me, the other half want to turn me over to Hyperion. Still, it's a nice change of pace from the Abbey. At least here the bad guys stab you from the front. I haven't found a shred of info about sirens. The closest I've got to a lead on siren history are legends of an alien vault. It's not much to go on, but it's something. Maybe if I find this vault, I'll find out where the hell sirens come from. Or maybe I'll prove Brother Harker right and take a bullet to the head 5 minutes from now. We'll see how my week goes.
It doesn't take much to draw her in. All of the Vault Hunters Jack has lured to the planet previously have boarded his welcoming train, which he then proceeds to kill them on. While Maya is waiting for said train, she comes across a psycho of the planet named Krieg, which she believes is hostile. While Krieg is going through his own problems, incapable of expressing his feelings through words like a normal person having gone through a psychotic break, his inner voice falls instantly in love with Maya and he tries to express this. While Maya initially opens fire on him and tries to kill him, it draws the attention of some nearby rats. Krieg winds up being capable of speaking and saving her life.
Turn around, pretty lady!
And she realizes that Krieg isn't like the other psychos that she's come across. She proceeds to board the train where she meets Axton, Salvador, and Zero, also having been lured in by Handsome Jack. On their ride, they very quickly realize it isn't a welcoming experience as Jack uses his loader bots to try and kill them. While they are capable of holding them off, part of Jack's trap is also a bomb. He proceeds to blow up the train as he's done many times prior and dump it in Windshear Waste. But Jack's plan doesn't work. Everyone survives, but surprisingly, Axton, Salvador, Zero, and Maya weren't the only ones on that train. After their encounter, Krieg had latched onto the outside of the train and followed Maya. And for the first time, everyone's also meeting Gage, a young high school student who had stowed away on a train in a different car, fleeing from the police having been wanted for murder. And this is obviously where the events of Borderlands 2 take place. They meet Claptrap, join the Crimson Raiders, and feel an obligation/want to get revenge on Handsome Jack, while also opening a vault. Through this time and their experience, all of the characters would bond, most specifically Krieg and Maya. She would, to a certain extent, understand him and his emotions. While it is highly unlikely that she had learned of his inner voice trying to emerge from itself, Krieg was capable of expressing himself in his own psycho ways, which she understood. Anyway, Jack is inevitably killed and stopped, and for Maya, it's not too significant of an event. She did come to Pandora to learn about sirens, which didn't really happen. I think it's implied that she learned a little bit from her interactions with Lilith and slightly with Angel, but all in all, she didn't gain too much. The one thing she did get was the adventure and exploration she wanted. But she and the others would continue to work with the Crimson Raiders for a little bit as well, primarily in their search for vaults. During the Son of Cromarak's DLC, the characters are sent to rescue Sir Hammerlock, who's been kidnapped, as well as celebrate Fertility Day. While here, the son of one of the bandits the characters killed on their journey, named Sparky Flint, tries to get revenge on all of the characters through various assassins. The assassin sent to kill Maya is a siren hunter named Mordo Sophis. He is the father of Brother Sophis, whom Maya killed on Athenas before she left.
Maya, you'll like this next dude. He's a siren tracker named Mordo Sophis, father of Brother Steven Sophis, that dude you ganked back on Athenas. And boy, oh boy, is he just itching for vengeance.
However, before any of the assassins sent to kill all of the Vault Hunters get their chance, Tannis kills Maya's assassin and leaves a note behind for her, believing she holds a greater purpose in the future.
Dear Siren, though I find your physical attractiveness confusingly repulsive, I feel you will have an important part to play in the coming days. Knowing this, I elected to poison the siren hunters through various means I shan't go into detail about. Suffice to say, they involved a beer bottle and a straw made of anthrax. Sincerely, a friend. Huh. I'm attractive?
However, eventually, much like her initial decision to explore Pandora, she decides to branch off from the others in her own direction. While her sense of adventure has been fulfilled, her curiosity of sirens is still left largely unanswered. She realizes that despite being trapped there for 27 years, Athenas is the world in which information regarding sirens lie. This in combination that without her on the planet, there is no one to protect it, and so she informs the others that she's leaving. Krieg is most upset over this news and tries to stop her.
Unjust calamity!
Easy, Krieg, it's okay. You heard what Lilith said. Sanctuary's gone, but we're all still Vault Hunters, including you.
Booped out by the vengeful Rictus!
You aren't just a psycho anymore. Not to me. Not to any of us.
A knotted gut! 2 knives entwined!
I can't stay. I have to go to Athenas. I left those people defenseless, and I have to know more about what I am. It feels important.
Torn apart from pretty lady.
Don't worry, big guy. I'll be back. I promise.
Maya would return to Athenas. The Order of the Impending Storm is still there, but isn't as corrupt as it once was. Not only would Maya be the protector of the planet, she practically ran it. Her and the other monks made sure life lived as smoothly as possible. No longer being constricted, Maya began to learn more about sirens from the archives on the planet, and her skills and powers would improve. But one day, when one of Athenas' merchant ships was returning to the planet, she came across a stowaway named Ava. Her parents had been killed, and she had been stealing to survive. When Ava tried to steal Maya's book, Maya somehow, perhaps thanks to the records that she had been studying on Athenas, was capable of recognizing that Ava was going to become a siren. So instead of killing her, she decided to train her as an apprentice.
She was a stowaway on one of our seasonal merchant ships. We crossed paths. She tried to steal my book, and instead of throwing her off a cliff, I decided to train her as my apprentice. The real reason I took Ava on as an apprentice? She's going to be a siren, someday. And I want to make sure she's ready when that happens.
It is also very probable that it was not inevitable that Ava became a siren, rather Maya had learned of a way to pass down her own powers, and she took Ava in as a failsafe. Maya would teach Ava in a very similar way that the monks brought her up as well. Lots of meditation and no real adventure. While some of the monks were very corrupt, it seems there was value in how they trained Maya. Anyway, Maya would continue to teach Ava in the ways of how to use her phase lock ability, while also continuing to learn and grow herself from the documents. Fast forward through time a bit and we reach Borderlands 3. The children of the Vault are running amok on Pandora, but more importantly in their quest to eat Vault monsters, they had allied with Maliwan to get Vault keys so they could open the vaults. Somehow, someway, Maliwan had learned that a piece of Promethea's vault key was hidden away on Athenas in their already opened vault. How the piece got there or why they were hiding it is currently unknown, but the piece is there and Maliwan invades the planet to get a hold of it. Having already met up with the Crimson Raiders and joined their side, they are sent to Athenas to help out Maya and stop Maliwan. They manage to fend them off, and Maya had also finally been capable of consuming iridium, something she's never done before, but it seems as though she learned in her training.
I've never been able to use iridium the way Lilith does, but I found a technique in this book that might change that.
Anyway, she leads the characters into the vault and gives them the vault piece so the planet will stop being targeted. Due to the Crimson Raiders needing assistance once again, Maya joins them once more. The next time Maya has much relevance is when the vault key is completed and they are sent to kill the Rampager hidden within Promethea's vault. Maya joins them and together they almost but not fully kill the Rampager. After the monster's defeat, Ava shows up as, similar to Maya before, Ava is tired of following orders and yearns for that sense of adventure and danger. This, understandably, annoys Maya.
Hell yeah! That was awesome!
Ava, I told you to wait on the ship. It isn't safe here.
And miss a chance to see a real vault? Look at this place.
Ava, you're not a vault hunter yet. There's a lot more to it than running headfirst into danger.
Right, yeah, totally.
Vault Hunter, you should go inside. Take your time. I need to have a chat with my apprentice.
Once the vault key is looted, the Calypsos show up, and while Maya attempts to fend them off, this is unfortunately where Maya is killed.
Be ready.
While her powers would go on their own journey, inevitably making their way to Ava as she had planned, Maya's story ends in the vault. For now. Sirens, even after they're dead, seem to have some connection to the living world. Maya, at the end of the day, was just a really cool person. She was raised as a figurehead and goddess, but that never really went to her head. If anything, it helped her choose to go back to Athenas to protect the people on it. But most tragic of all, her promise to Krieg can't be fulfilled. But anyway, that was the history of Maya, undoubtedly one of the most popular characters fans have come to love with from predominantly a first-person perspective. If there are any other characters you'd like me to do the history of, then be sure to let me know in the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.